Oh, hello, hello, hello. Welcome to the space between ideas. I'm Glenn Gates. Welcome back to the wonderful, wonderful, wonderful world of AI doing everything for me. It's obvious, like from my experience using AI, that eventually AI is going to do everything for us. People talk about robotics. They're saying, hey, the robots, we're going to have robots everywhere. Obviously, I mean, it's obvious. Like if you're playing around with this stuff and if you've been experiencing it like I have been for the last whatever couple of years, it just gets smarter and smarter and smarter, and suddenly it gets to a point where it's like, okay, it does it better than me. So, like, at what point does it do like everything better than us? Like, where's the threshold? Where is it then when the robots like there's areas where the robots can't do it better than me? That's the threshold because eventually, like, the cost of robots is just going to it'll be worth it. Right? Like, if you talk about, like, for example, oil and gas, this is, like, the easiest example that we could talk about. It's like, so to what extent is it worth it to use oil and gas? Like, because you gotta drill it, you gotta get it out from the ground, and, takes a lot of work. And it's like, okay, but the thing is that the value that comes from oil and gas, it provides, like, this power, and this power is greater than the amount of effort that it takes, the amount of energy that's used to get it out of the ground. So you could use oil. So let's say you use oil to like power your pump, the thing that's pulling oil out of the ground, and then there's actually more oil that's coming out of the ground than you're using. So that means you win, right? Like output is greater than input. That's like the definition of a win. So you're a winner. And then the thing is about AI and robots, it's the same thing. So what happens when you have a robot that can actually produce more than it consumes? It's self-sustaining. Because like we're always thinking about energy sources. We're always talking about energy sources. Is there an energy source in the world where it produces more than it consumes? So humans, obviously humans, we produce more than we consume. And then then we're always like, okay, so is there some kind of like sustainable energy source? It's like a sustainable energy source, like some magical way where it's powering itself and it produces more power than it consumes. So that like it's basically like free energy. Okay. So then the question is like, can a robot do something? Can it produce more than it consumes? So I mean, maybe. Okay, there's 2 ways to look at this problem. One is, like, directly. So, I'm talking about, like, an engine that can actually like, say you have an engine, and then the engine is connected to a generator, and then the generator is producing power, and then the power feeds back into the engine, and then the engine, of course, like I said, it produces power and, like, through a generator. So, this is a system that produces more energy than it uses. That's one way. I'm not sure if that's what a robot could do. See, the thing is about humans is that, like, yeah, we don't power ourselves. So what we do is we cultivate like the earth, we go hunting, we raise animals. So through a series of different kinds of like complicated tasks which require a brain, then we're able to produce more than we consume, and then that keeps us alive. Now, suddenly you have a robot, so it's no longer just an engine, but it's a smart engine. So the smart engine can do something. It can produce, like, it can provide a service or it could produce a product. And then that service or product can then be used to trade for power. And then the power can come back into the robot. So in this way, then suddenly, yeah, so if the robot was able to produce some kind of value that another person was willing to trade, then through the ability of trading, a robot could produce more than it consumes. Anyways, that's not really the topic I wanted to talk about today. Let me share my screen and let's get started. All right, so what's been going on? I haven't really logged on for a couple weeks, and you might be thinking like, "Hey, why haven't you logged on for a couple weeks?" It's because I've just been working on this issue. Hold on, I'm gonna do this. Let's just put this down here. Okay. From my token calculations, I have 100 tokens left, and the next billing cycle is today. So the next plan refreshes is tomorrow. So today I got to go through 100 tokens. So it doesn't mean I haven't been doing any work, but it definitely means I could be doing more work. Let's just put that. Let's put that over here. I just want to be able to see my shoulder in the corner there. All right, now I have a couple of questions. So as you can see in the name, okay, we got cap login coding. Okay, so here's the decap. So I'm having some problems with this decap login situation. And then what's the other name? And then the Claude GPT-5 or Claude 4.5. So we got two issues. Now, as you can see down here, we got Claude Sonnet 4.5. I was using GPT-5 high reasoning, which says new by it. I don't know why it says new. That's weird. I wonder how much money they had to pay to get it to say new. Because obviously the Cloud Sonnet 4.5 thinking is actually the newest. So what happened is like literally like all of these tokens, like I don't know, like at least like 300 of these 400 tokens are from trying to solve this one problem. What's the problem we're talking about? If we go to the website, let's say we go to the home page. Whoa, it's a okay, it's not busted. Okay, so we got the blog. Um, you know, we're trying to set up a backend system for this blog post because like I want to like create some blog posts. So here's one blog post for the website. And then also we got this thing, the what do you call this? Lead magnet that sets up this thing with my course. Here's my free course. So yeah. So I'm just setting up all this like back end marketing stuff, and it's kind of like wow, it took quite a bit more effort than I was expecting, and yeah, I'm like really surprised by everything that I've experienced with this coding experience. Here it is. So here's the Endeavor cycle. Here's the free online course that people will get when they subscribe, when they give me their email address. Now, of course, this whole thing is we're talking about like my business growth engine. So if you go to this guy named Ryan Dice, he talks about something called a growth engine. So I created my own growth engine. And in fact, in the last like several weeks, I've even so here's my growth engine. Basically, this is a really simple growth engine. It's basically like, okay, so how do you get people to know you? How do you get people to become aware of you and your business? And then so basically that's through like short videos on Instagram or like some longer videos on YouTube or some blogs and LinkedIn posts. The short videos can also so it means you have to make some good content, and then the good content will attract potential people, potential customers. They start looking at your posts. Maybe they click like eventually, and then okay, so eventually they're going to come and take a look at your website, and then maybe they're going to read some blog posts, and then they're like, okay, maybe they're going to start using your free tool. So they're looking around, and then they're like, hey, what's this? The free course. So my definition of trust is that they give you some contact details. If they don't give you the contact details, then you don't have you don't have a sufficient level of trust. And then why are we giving them all this free stuff in the email in the online course is because I want to get them used to getting emails from me. And the emails are intended to get them into the free version of the app. So the whole thing is I need to get them using this app. I need them to rely on this tool for a series of behaviors. So we got our free online course set up. Now I'm a little bit confused about that because I changed API settings. Base. Just actually show my API key. Because I'm a little bit confused because I got this mailer light. As you guys remember, I was using ConvertKit, and then it had some of the things like you had to pay money in order to be able to use it. Um, Now I did get an email recently from MailerLite that said my trial period is over. So I am curious to know if I'm still going to be able to have the automation after the free trial has ended. Wow, I got 204 subscribers. Um, this is all just testing. This is in the testing process. So I don't know why I have 204 subscribers. You could just delete all of them. I don't need any of them. I'm kind of curious to know if it actually works. So select all, delete, delete. Yes, delete. All right, you have, do I still have 204 subscribers? 90. Now I have 90 subscribers. Nice. No subscribers. Okay, good. So I'm actually kind of curious, is this gonna work? Let's say I enter in my email address. That's not a free course. Or is it already broken? All right, so have a successfully signed up. As you can see, I got some lessons today, some language lessons. All right, let's just let that simmer for a minute. Welcome aboard. Okay, so that's one thing. Now, the thing about the blog is that for some reason, it's like it wants me to create some kind of back end thing so that when I write like blog articles, and then it's going to be like there's some kind of like way to enter some kind of like back end. And it's using this thing with Decap. So because the thing is, it's not just entering blog articles, but there's a couple of other things that I want it to do in addition to that. So, like, the thing is when you have when like, when you have this back end situation, huh? I'm not getting that thing from the maybe it maybe it's dead. Maybe it is dead. One. All right. I got a subscriber. Congratulations. But I didn't get the automations. Sent. Huh. Okay. I don't know what's gonna happen. In fact, let's say today. Pause. So it should be working. It's active. Okay, maybe that's a good sign. I don't know. So, because remember we were talking about ConvertKit, and then we were talking about like was that we're talking about it didn't have the automations for free. Like I was saying like I need some amount of free automations to get this process started. So it looks like maybe there you go. Look at that. It's just there you go. So look at this, dear Endeavorer. Welcome to the Endeavor Cycle email course. I'm thrilled to have you join us. There you go. Okay, are you ready to dive in? So we got the video link. Video number one. The heck was that? Yeah, video number one. Video number two. Oh yeah, that's exactly what I want right there. All right, so it opens up into a new tab. Actually, something that was really stressing me out. So I finished the free trial of the Mailer Lite, and it still has the automation. So this is definitely for my specific business purposes for creating this little back end situation. This is definitely like some like major value for me because it means that I can start doing this thing. I can start sending emails to people and I don't have to pay right away. Great. All right. I'm happy about that. Now the other thing that I'm is the thing I'm trying to solve right now. So what I did was, as you can see, I have this is architect number 8. I don't know why I think the name would be architect number 9, so I don't hallucinate. This is architect number 8, and then this one is architect number 9. And so I just started producing architect number 10. With architect number 10, I decided not to do what I usually do. So with architect number 10, what I did was I just I told it I wanted it to pay attention to what I'm doing, like just like what. So here, so I said I want you to monitor the next 10 steps or so responses from Windsurf Cascade. Perhaps you want to do some research on how Windsurf Cascade works and its strengths and weaknesses. You do not need to provide a response, but at some point, I'm going to ask you to work with it and to update the calibration documents which this project rests. And after the calibration documents are updated, we'll make sure that we understand the current sprint regarding free tier website and its features, primary marketing focus with a blog page, a lead magnet, free version of the app, as well as pages that will help a user create a profile and pay so that they will have access to the paid version of the website, none of which currently exists. The calibration documents and previous architects you will be number 10 may have different opinions about what is possible, what to do, how flexible we are moving from working on one aspect of the site to another. You will need to get a feel for what the documents say, and we will be able to spend prompts directly to both Architect 9 and 8 to gain understanding of the project with earlier sets of calibration docs. Since the docs are inside Windsurf, you'll need to work with Cascade to update the documents. It seems that sometimes Cascade has issues with long context windows, and although it seems to think that it has incorporated methods to overcome this issue, I would prefer that the strength of the project is within the documentation so that the actual code and documentation is saved. And if I decided to change from Windsurf to Cursor or another AI-powered IDE, or simple change to the new context chat window in Windsurf, simply change. I want the new window to have a series of instructions to help it understand about the software's structures, where to make improvements, which were created from earlier versions of AI code development and what we're working on now. What do you want me to do next? Okay, so it's like, here's my plan. So then I took this plan and then I fed the plan into Cascade number 8 and Cascade number 9. So and then here, architect inside of Gemini. So then architect 8, it explained what it thinks. Architect number 9 explained what it thinks. Now after this, and then okay, so Windsurf then starts talking, and then here, so look, it says response. So now in that earlier prompt, I also said, listen, I'm going to send you like the next 10 prompts from Cascade. I just want you to monitor what Cascade does so you can get an idea of like how Cascade is thinking. Now at the same time, I said, can you provide me some prompts for arcade number 8 and number 9 to ask them about their experiences when they were first calibrated with calibration documents? So then, okay, so then prompt for 8 and 9. So then they explain their experiences. So architect number 8 explains what happened in their instance, and then architect number 9 explained their instance, just to give it like some basic understanding of our experiences together and how we work, what's going on. So architect number 9, it says, by combining this with the report from architect number 8, I can clearly understand, I have a clear understanding of the project's full trajectory. Are we still sharing? This is always keys. Are we still sharing? Yeah, so I have a clear understanding the full trajectory from proof of concept MVP under Architect 8 to a hardened, scalable foundation with dual API strategy under Architect number 9. Most importantly, Architect number 9's report confirms the context window limitation of Cascade and proves a clear proven playbook for effectively calibration logged with these crucial strategies. Divide and conquer, break large tasks into micro sprints, single file focus, stepwise diagnostic, running single atomic commands. Okay, good. So now, so it just basically it learned some things from the previous architects, and look, it's still learning what how Cascade works. What did I say? Ask the previous architects what they understand the project to be in the future. So now we're not so concerned about what Architect 8 thinks because Architect 8 is a long time ago. Anyway, so Architect 8 says the concept of an operating system for thinking. The three-phase evolution path, stabilize, systemize, expand, provides a clear, powerful strategic framework. It effectively conceptualizes the current sprint's work on the user account billing as the crucial systematized phase. This information is crucial for long-term architecture. Uh, Architect 9. So Architect 9 says, okay, by combining the Architect 8 report, a clear, consistent strategic roadmap has emerged. The vision has evolved logically from Architect 8's operating system for thinking to the concept of Architect 9 concrete goal of a commercial freemium SaaS product. And then, okay, so it's got 6 prompts. Now, then what I did was I went into the actual app and I said, oh, okay, listen. And then I explained the loops. So basically, like the paid version of my app looks like this. I mean, and now there's a small change because I realized that like this is really the focus is the scoreboard, and then how do we get data into the scoreboard? How do we use the scoreboard as we're managing people and projects? So I told it, okay, so this is I explained this loop, then I explained this loop, and then I explained this loop. The whole logic behind the application is that you have people on your team, you're a manager, they all have tasks. So you have to follow up those tasks. You could so you're going to use Touchbase in order to follow up with those tasks and then update the scoreboard. And then you do that until what? Until all the tasks are complete. Now, once all the tasks are complete, then the next question is like, did you complete the project? Now, if you have not completed the project yet, it means you need another objective. So then you go down here. Now, if you know what the next objective is, then you go directly into this, the objectives module, which creates a new task list. If you don't know exactly what the next objective should be, then you go into the brainstorming module. If you have more than one idea with the brainstorming module, then you're going to use the choose module to choose one of the objectives. Once you have that objective, then you use the objective module to create your task list, and then boom, then you're set on your next task list. Now, once you complete the objective, then you go all the way back to the beginning of the app, and now you're creating a new project. So I explained that whole situation to Gemini, to architect number 10, and it says, "Great. So I understand the core philosophy of your app." And it's right. It's like so the task generation. So you go from brainstorming module to choose to objective. That creates your task generation. Task completion. You go to Touchbase module to update your scoreboard. So it explains the task loop and then it explains the project loop. It did great. So it understands exactly and then explains the difference between like what's paid and what's free. There you go. So it completely understands like what's up with the project. All right. Now at this point, it's I think it gets to the point now we got 7 out of 10. Now the critical failure of this what is this? Top of the funnel, middle of the funnel. What is going on here? All right, I'm not worried about this right now. In fact. All right, now what I really wanted to focus on today, after all of this, just catch up. I was just playing catch up with you guys just now, but now everyone is. If you've been following, if you watched lots of my videos, then you'll know exactly where we're at right now. What happened is this. Look, there are no patches to try. Understood. Like so, eventually, like the current architecture is a failure. What happened is like okay here. So it's like okay, the architect just create the push request 83 guard and push 84 were developed in parallel. So the final version may not have both fixes. So then it fixes this final fix. Now, the issue is, like, because I'm using, GitHub and I'm also using, Cloudflare, then I actually have to push the changes to the code to GitHub and then from GitHub to Cloudflare in order for it to work with the app. So I'm no longer I used to be just using I was working just inside of Windsurf and I could just see the website inside of Windsurf. But now that we've actually like started using the code, like we've launched the website, now we have to push the code to GitHub and then GitHub is to push it to Cloudflare. Now, eventually, this auto merging issue, there was some major issues because it was just taking so long. I had to have like multiple reviewers. So when you change a file, the way that the permission was set up before is that like I'd have to like I'd have to click review changes and then I'd have to like click manually. I'd have to like review the changes, but then it couldn't be me like this account. I had to open up a new account, and then with the new account, I had to like be like a separate reviewer. It was a real hassle. And then after it did all the checks, then I would have to like I'd have to click the button to merge it. It was just taking so much time and it was just getting so frustrating. So eventually what I did was I just removed all of those permissions and now it has this ability to automatically update it. After it merges it, then it triggers some other work process to then redeploy the app inside of Cloudflare. It takes a while, but over time, I just simplified it until everything kind of happens automatically. Okay, so here it is. This is where the architect failed. So my new architect, eventually, it just said like, hey, there's no more patches to try. The current architecture is a failure. The architecture is unstable. We cannot do this. We are abandoning the Decap CMS integration. Okay, now the thing is, as you can see, I'm started using Claude Sonnet 4.5. So if we go back far enough, what happens is I credits with GPT-5 trying to solve this problem, and it just never could solve the problem. So I just thought, okay, well, Sonnet 4.5 has come out, so let's you know let's try out the new Sonnet 4.5. The question, how long have we been trying it? I think I don't know, around 20 credits. Anyways, I don't think we're not going to scroll all the way back up. Yeah. So what happens is I asked GPT-5 to create a report and explain like all the work that we've done so far, and and then I provided that report to Claude Sonnet 4.5. We've been doing it for a while. I don't know what. All right, I see the problem. The console output shows no token was saved. The issue, the callback. I will show us. What does it want it to do? The, but the main Windows. All right, we're still here. Nice. Okay. So I'm thinking maybe we solved it. So like this is like 3 weeks of work that brought me to this moment. And the reason I wasn't making videos is because like it's just been like it's just been cut, paste, cut, paste, cut, paste, copy, paste, screenshot, paste, cut, paste, screenshot, paste, copy, paste, back and forth, back and forth. Like, because I have no idea how to solve these problems. All I can do is rely on AI. Can you run this console to see if there's any log message being received? Yeah, I could do that. What I'm saying is, after 3 weeks of using GPT-5 to try to solve this problem and wasting 300 credits, that I finally just decided that this is that once Claude 4.5 came out, I was like, okay, let's try Claude 4.5 because GPT-5 is not solving the problem. That's where we're at right now. This is my current reality. Now, as far as this new architect is concerned, I don't know. I have some different thoughts about this because on the one hand, like Cascade is trying to tell me that you don't have to create new context windows. You don't have to create a new chat window. They're saying you should always use the same chat window. And then Cascade is going to basically they're going to monitor what it needs to keep and what kind of what how much context it needs to keep and how much context it's going to simplify or reduce or delete. Say, wait, this is critical information. The code says the message was received, the token was persisted, but earlier you showed this and this. The token was saved and disappeared. This could be because you're in incognito mode. Local storage doesn't persist across page reloads in some browsers. Something is clearing the local storage after reload. The reload happened, but the tokens got wiped. Can you run this right now? Yeah, well, it told me to use incognito mode. So that's what I've been doing. Okay, so I'm getting ready to I'm just assuming that this problem is going to be solved pretty quick. I think it's right on the edge of solving the problem. Once that's solved, then it means that the website it has the ability to go into the back end. I can log into the back end and I can start uploading blog articles from the back end. Also, the lead magnet page is solved. Then the online course and the email. So this is basically like relatively good. And that means that the free version of the app is already live. And it means I have to continue creating the email campaigns. I need to continually add new blogs. I need to start creating YouTube videos and I need to start creating short videos. So that's getting ready to go. I'm almost ready to start the marketing campaign. Once the free version is up, the online course is up, the blog page is up, I have access to the backend. Once all that's fine, okay, that means boom, we can launch. So then I buy a domain name, we launch the project, and then people can get access to my website. When people got the access to the website, then the marketing department has to start have some kind of regular schedule for pumping out messages. And the R&D department starts working on the paid version of the app. Now, of course, the funny thing is, what I'm talking about is I'm the marketing department, I'm the R&D department, I'm all those people. Okay, what's going on here? Excellent. The tokens are there. So the authentication flow is 100% working. The problem is Decap CMS isn't reading the tokens from the local storage after it's called. I see the console shows this. This means the CMS loaded, but we're manually initializing it. Issue is that when we call this, the CMS doesn't automatically check local storage for an existing token. We need to tell it that the user is already logged in. Let me fix the init code to pass. Yeah, so you're gonna see what happens. Basically, well, I don't know if it actually will do it. It seems like if it's changing the HTML, then it probably what that means is it's gonna have to create like a new push. And then after we push it, then it's gonna go back into our good buddy Cloudflare. And then once Cloudflare has it, then it's going to relaunch our site. So you can see here, we got 8 hours, we got 8 hours, we got 8 hours. So everything here is from before, from yesterday. And yeah, I'm hoping it works. All right, the last issue is about calibration documents. The question is, do I still need Gemini? Since Gemini seems to be kind of unreliable at this point, it's like it's do I need see the key question is do I need the context window? Do I need a 1 million token context window? Is it necessary? As long as like I need 1 million token context window, then it means that I have to use Google Gemini because that's the only one that has such a large context window. And then the second question is, are there other features of like a Google Pro account, uh, which is a benefit, which I need, which I use often? So this has three different areas where I'm using Google Gemini. Number one is I use it to produce creative endeavors. Like I do a lot of analysis and writing, and its ability to like read books and read like analyze huge amounts of data is a benefit. And do I want to worry about the context window in the middle when I'm analyzing like for example, I was watching these videos between Jordan Peterson and Sam Harris. The videos are 2 hours long. There's four videos in the series. So I got a tool. It's called you can mic something. I don't know what it's called. So it's really pushing our this one, Mac Whisperer. This app is amazing. Mac Whisperer. So you can upload any MP3 file. Like the so I downloaded the audio from YouTube. Then I upload the MP3 file, and it uses AI to create the transcript. Then I upload the transcript into Google, and then it has like the full transcript of like 8 hours of audio. And then I can talk with it about these transcripts, and we can create other material based on these transcripts. We can write. So then I wrote a series of I used AI to write a series of like 10 books, children's books about like the main philosophical concepts that were brought up by these two different philosophers from the perspective of like a child and well a group of children. It's like super helpful in the process of creation. uh Also, inside of I have no idea what this is. Yeah, so inside of Google Drive, you know how this button, it's like freaking amazing. You click this button. I mean, for some reason it's not working here. Here, see? Listen to this tap. So you click this listen button. Wow, I can hear it. So it reads your Google Doc. That is awesome. Like, because I'm using Google Docs all the time, so and then now I can just click that one button, and now I can, like, have it read it to me, and not only does it read it to me inbound marketing cycle, but I can increase the speed. So, it's like, "What?" That's super useful because like, I'm constantly reading books, and now I can just upload the text, the book into Google Docs, and then I can listen to it. Uh, Audiobooks are dead. There's no such thing as an audiobook anymore. Why would you buy an audiobook? Doesn't make any sense. First of all, you can find the book free online. Like for example, this Jordan Peterson. So he wrote this book, like, and his latest book, and I found the audio files for that book for free. It's easy to find the MP3s for his latest book. All right. Then I download it and I'm listening, and it's like, I don't want to listen to him read his own book. It's too much. It's too painful. Like, I don't mind listening to him, like, having conversations with other people because that's interesting, but, like, I don't really wanna hear him, like, sharing his own internal thoughts with his voice. It's just it's too much. It's like the square root of Jordan Peterson, or is it Jordan Peterson squared? Yeah, it's this Jordan Peterson squared. It's like, it's too much Jordan Peterson. It's like a magnifying glass when the sun is burning an insect. It's like, That's too much Jordan Peterson, But okay, but now I can download his book, and then I could just convert the PDF to a Word file, and I could paste the text, and then I could just click this little button, and then so it only can do like 2,000 characters at a time. 20,000, maybe 20,000 characters at a time. It's about 20 minutes of audio. So then what you do is you just delete that section after you've read it, and then the next day, then you just click audio again, and then boom, you start from wherever you left off. So I would say that's like super, super useful. I use that in my day. Now, another thing I'm doing is I study a couple of different languages. I study French and I study Russian, and I can speak Chinese already fluently. So I don't really practice Chinese anymore. I was in China for 10 years. I got an undergraduate degree in Chinese law, and I ended up marrying a Chinese girl that couldn't speak English. And it was just 10 years of insanity. So like Chinese, no problem. I mean, it's funny, right? 'Cause like I'm like the whitest of whites, but I speak Chinese. Like I graduated with an undergraduate degree that was completely taught in Chinese. Uh, yeah, Russian didn't go so well. Russian is much, much more complicated language. So anyway, so then I started using Google Gemini to to talk, like to see if I could do some exercises because I have like a series. Let's see if I can actually do I have those documents. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So here, so this is my French exercise book. And then here's my Russian exercise book, and then about like world economics. So I'm doing exercises. Then I read the news from there's a guy named Peter Mansbridge in Canada, this email list. And so he like presents basically like 7 or 8 different newsworthy links. So I usually try to keep up with those links, those news stories that he sends in his. That way, I don't have to do any thinking. I don't have to like find my own news sources. I don't have to. So they're already curated and sent to my email box, and I just go through the list of news, and then I post on X like my thoughts about some of those news articles, and then read. So it's one of these textbooks. So this is like my morning program to keep my brain and to keep making progress. Now, when it comes to, like, the pronunciation, so then I tested the pronunciation between, for example, GPT, ChatGPT, and Grok, and I tried practicing language with these different, chatbots to see which one was the best, and I found that Gemini's was the best. Like, that's just the way it is, so which it's the best one is Gemini, so I'm using Gemini. I have the ability to read books, which I do every day inside of Google Docs, okay? And also, so it's helping me to read, it's helping also, it helps me with, like so I can what I do is I put the news into Google Gemini, I ask it to read so I copy and paste from the like whatever news site it is, and then it provides so Google Gemini provides me a summary and also the text. Like goes through the text and then reprints the text because I'm going to take that summary and that reprinted text. I'm going to put it into Google Docs. Then I'm going to use Google Docs to read it to me. I'll show you what I do. So okay, so this is some TV show. All right, so for example, what I would do. So this is from last week. I think I deleted this one. Where is this? Yeah, this one's deleted. All right, so this is from last week. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click into the new one. This one he released 3 days ago. And then I'm going to go to the first article. So we're talking about so there's a Toronto Star article. Now it's locked. All right. So we take the link and then we go into remove paywalls. You click put the thing into remove paywalls. Open the article. Why is it so big? I don't know why it's so big. Won't change so big. All right, so then you just go to the bottom of the article. Article continues below. She's a long article. More to come. Apparently, this dude is gonna have. All right, so then we copy, go to back to Google Gemini, and then I write and this one, and then enter. All right, check this out. All right, so here it is. Summary. Federal government has mandated sweeping changes to Canada Post, including end door-to-door mail delivery for 4 million households. All right, good. So, and then here's the text. So it provides the full text, and it removes all the other whatever, stuff on the page, so that it only has the article. All right, so let me copy the response. And which one is this? Read the news. So then I have this one site, read the news. I just click paste. It saves it. After it saves it, then this button. There you go. Of course, here's a summary of the article, followed by the full cleaned text summary. The federal government, see, there you go. So I can just listen to her to read it. And then what's this one? All right, so designing posts. Here's something about designing posts. So then what I can do is sometimes I'll ask it to help me to create an X post. I'll just paste it in there as I'm working with it. Here's one of the books I'm reading. So here's Trade Wars doc. So I'm on this page. I'm just listening to it again. So then I just click this audio button to read that. Here's Provoked, same book or different book. I'm on this page. I just click the audio button to listen. So there you go. So here's like my whole work process in order to do my morning program. And I lost my image. There you go. That's life with Gemini. So the thing is, I'm still hooked on Gemini because it provides enough value for me with the different types of work that I'm doing in order to like I mean, does ChatGPT so ChatGPT can do a lot of this stuff, but I would say that the ChatGPT's audio is not as good as I'm talking about the pronunciation. The main key is the pronunciation. The Gemini French pronunciation is still better than ChatGPT. And also ChatGPT. So what happens in Gemini is that I can say to Gemini, I'm going to speak English to you. I want you to speak French back to me, and then it'll speak French. And then like sometimes it'll be like the voice. It's like a Western person, and it'll just be like sound kind of weird. And then I'll be like, hey, you're sounding like a Western person. I need you to have a French accent. And then it'll be like, okay, and then it'll have a French accent. ChatGPT, I found that it doesn't have a good French accent, and I said, "Can you switch to a French voice?" And it's like, "No, I cannot say no, I cannot change it to a French voice, but I can speak English with a French accent." It's like, what is going on? So I'm stuck. I'm stuck with Gemini as my primary AI chatbot. Um, I'm testing out Claude Sonnet 4.5 as my new coding assistant inside of Windsurf. I'm using MailerLite as my email marketing system. So it seems like everything's still okay. Seems like this is like good. What the heck was that? Put it in the wrong window. Anyways, is this thing like still work? working on this for a long time. So there you go. Those are all my thoughts to catch you up with. I mean, that's why I stopped making so many videos because like there was really nothing happening. I got to the point where it's just basically like full steam ahead, just keep on going. Am I still working? Is it still? What is it showing? It's crazy. Started streaming 52 minutes. All right, we got 8 more minutes left of crisp. 7 more minutes left. Crisp. I showed you all my secrets. I should change this to like all my secrets in one video. All my secrets in one video. GitHub Backend doesn't support manual token injection in this way. We're trying. Let me check the Decap documentation approach. A better solution is not use manual int. Let's Decap handle everything automatically. Now roll the manual int code and let Decap auto initialize. Is it stuck? It looks kind of stuck. Oh wow. So we have a problem now because now that you can you actually have to stop it. Huh. Died. Command C. Or is it Shift C? Died. Wow. Look at that. Copy the response. All right, so it's supposed to be finished, but it's still turning. So I think what we're gonna do is we're gonna just accept all. Canceled. And then just gonna save it. And we're gonna quit Windsurf. Just gonna restart this. 2, 3, and 4, and Windsurf. I was hoping we would get this done in like right now. That was like the emotional payoff of this video after waiting weeks and weeks and like a whole hour. I thought we were gonna have like a successful. Well, it's not gonna fix it, won't fix it now anyways. We don't have enough time. Because after it pushes to GitHub, it's gonna do all the checks, and then I have to push it to Cloudflare. That's gonna take at least 5 minutes. We don't have that much time left on our well, we don't have that much time left on Crisp. So Crisp is gonna die. What's the thing that monitor? Is that called monitor? What's the thing that shows you the work? What is this? Let's look this up. My previous chats. What the dickens? What's happening? $3 months ago. I don't know. My computer's going too slow, and I don't know performance. How do I see the thing? All right. Anyways, I gotta close this, and everything's working too. Let's just end this now, and I'm gonna just solve these problems on my own time.